Hi, I'm Michelle Bege with a look at what's happening in Latin America now. But first, our news trivia. Which Latin American country recently announced that they'll be using artificial intelligence to trace the disappearances of more than 1,000 people? We'll have the answer later. Guatemala's new president was sworn in on Monday. Bernardo Arévalo promised sweeping reforms during his campaign to combat corruption and the high cost of living. The swearing-in ceremony was delayed for about 9 hours due to the last-minute efforts of Congress to weaken the new president's authority. In his inaugural speech, Arévalo assured Guatemalans that his administration would not back down or yield to corruption.
Me comprometo a trabajar con dedicación y honestidad y transparencia siempre, sirviéndolos a ustedes, al pueblo de Guatemala.
Arévalo faced consistent opposition from the traditional conservative parties, as his party, Semilla, holds only 23 of the 160 seats in Congress.
Para que intervengan en el control de las cárceles.
Ecuador continues to grapple with its security crisis as it battles narco-trafficking groups. Early in the week, 43 prisoners remained at large after they escaped a prison in the northern Esmeraldas region. Police and military personnel are also present in jails throughout the country after some 200 correctional officers and administrative officials were kidnapped from at least 7 prisons over the weekend. They were later freed. President Daniel Noboa has declared a 60-day state of emergency, including a nighttime curfew. Last October, a pair of small doll-like figures were found at Lima Airport in Peru. At the time, they were thought to possibly be alien mummies. Since then, there have been numerous investigations into their origin. The findings suggest that the mummies are not extraterrestrial and are likely made from a combination of human and animal parts. Despite this conclusion, skeptics remain curious about their origins and are still intrigued by the fascinating discovery. Ultimately, it is up to you to decide what to believe. Are we alone? Now let's see what stories we're following for next week. First, we are monitoring the climate crisis throughout the region. Recently, the city of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil experienced severe flooding. It resulted in the loss of at least 12 lives. The heavy rainfall caused landslides, street flooding, and overturned cars in the northern peripheries of the city. Meanwhile, in Colombia, a mudslide engulfed a busy highway that connects the cities of Medellin and Quibdó. That tragedy resulted in the deaths of at least 36 people in the northwestern part of the country. Second, we're taking a look at the devastation that remains 2 years after 10,000 barrels of oil contaminated the northern coast of Peru. On the second anniversary of the accident, fishermen protested in Lima against the oil company Repsol. They demanded that the company clean up the seabed and provide financial compensation for the approximately 3,000 people affected. This week, a second class action lawsuit against the oil company was also filed. Repsol has responded that they have completed all cleaning and remediation talks and compensated victims. And now the answer to our news trivia. The answer is A. Chile's President Gabriel Boric recently announced a plan to utilize artificial intelligence as a means to cross-check data to locate more than 1,000 detainees who went missing during the Augusto Pinochet dictatorship from 1973 to 1990. The current government's plan aims to reconstruct the final journey of the victims after they were arrested and disappeared. And that's it for this week. We'll see you again soon on Latin America Now.